What's up, guys? Scotty2Hockey here, aka The Average Hockey Fan, with part 3 of my 5-part series of potential picks the Montreal Canadiens could take at the 15th spot in this year's draft. And for number 3, I have Cam York. He's the guy who I personally had picked in my mock draft. He's kind of a project. He's not going to be ready to play until the end of the NHL, until, in my opinion, until he's at least 21, 22. Bit undersized for a left-handed defenseman right now of his age, but his offensive upside is insane. He's the most offensively gifted, pure offensive talent for a defender in this draft by far. And he's a power play specialist, and he plays on the left side, so he brings a lot of things the Montreal Canadiens could use. He's committed to the NCAA for a year next year. The development could definitely help the kid, and I think by the time he's 21, 22 and breaks into the league, a lot of teams are going to regret passing up this guy as a pick. He's currently ranked number 12 on NHL Central Scouting and number 20 on Elite Prospects, so it's no long shot for the Habs to get this guy at the 15th spot. He could easily be available at the 15th spot. Cam York, one of the most entertaining to watch and offensively gifted D-men in this draft. Cam York could be an absolute steal at the 15th pick. Many experts have him pegged as the best pure offensive defenseman available, and if you watch him play, it's no surprise why. York had a jaw-dropping 4 goals and 11 points in just 7 games at the World Junior Championships Under 18 tournament this year, which is great for a defenseman. You have to remember he's a defenseman putting over a point a game in the World Junior Tournament Under 18s. And he had 65 points over a point a game in just 63 games for his USDP Junior League. This all comes from his elite skating ability, slick cross-ice passes, and accurate shot. It doesn't hurt that he's also a power play specialist and can quarterback any top line he has played on to date. All this being said, you would think he would be ranked a lot higher among prospects in this year's draft. But there are drawbacks with York for sure. One is his size and frame. At only 5'11" and just north of 170 pounds, has a lot of people saying he's too small and doesn't have the frame to be an NHL player one day, and especially compared to other top young D-men of his age. But the main drawback is his lack of physicality and poor positional play on the defensive end. He does lack in those areas, but I believe personally in 3 or 4 years, at most, he will shore up those flaws and be one hell of an NHL rookie. He's a long-term project for sure, but well worth the risk. In years to come, I think all the teams that passed up on this guy in the draft that didn't get James themselves will be regretting it, and I'm hoping Montreal isn't one of them. He's committed to the University of Michigan for next year. He's ranked number 12 by NHL Central Scouting, like I said, and number 20 by Elite Prospects. And there's a few other sites that have him ranked around 15th. For in between the 12th and 20th spot, it seems to be where he's going to go. He's only 18 years old and only just turned 18. He's a left-handed defenseman. He's 5'11", 172 pounds, and he's born in Anaheim Hills. His World Junior Tournament Under 18s this year, in 7 games played, he had 4 goals, 7 assists, 11 points. And for the U.S. National Development Program Under 18 program, he had 63 games played, 14 goals, 51 assists, and 65 points. So over a point-a-game player for a left-handed defenseman in the U.S. Development Program, power play specialist, absolute dynamo on the offensive end, but he does have his defensive flaws, and he is a bit small. But I think by the time he's 22, he's probably going to be about 6 foot tall, 6'1". I don't think he's done growing yet, and hopefully he fills out. When you look at his frame, he doesn't look like a big guy. I think he's probably going to be about 190, 195 by the time he breaks into the NHL, but he's not the type of guy that really needs the big size. He can do it all on the offensive end. He can blow by players, he can use his stick work to get past players, his hockey IQ, but on the defensive end, he does lack. He seems to give up on certain plays. He doesn't like the physical edge of being a defender. His stick work isn't the best, and he really needs to work on his positional play in front of the net. That's one thing that stood out to me about this kid when I watched him at the World Junior Under 18s, and when I watched a few of his highlights, his positional play in front of his own net, he kind of looks like a chicken with his head cut off out there. I'm not going to lie. But I'm sure a year in university, and maybe if he did get drafted by Montreal, a couple of years in Laval, or whatever team takes him, a couple of years in the AHL, this guy is going to be a stud when he breaks into the NHL, and a lot of teams may be regretting passing up on this guy. I heard these knocks about Erik Karlsson when he came into the league. I heard these knocks about other great defenders when they came into the league, other great offensive defensemen, when they came into the league, that they're not good on the defensive end. They're too small, they're too skinny, they're not going to be able to take the physicality of the NHL. Well, I know in the playoffs you do need size, but you can also use speedy offensive defensemen like that to help you too. To have a good mix of size and speedy offensive defensemen, especially a power play quarterback. I personally think this guy would be a great pick at the 15th spot, and that's who I am hoping personally the Montreal Canadiens take. If they don't take him, I hope Peyton Krebs slips to the 15th spot. That would be golden. He's currently ranked number 10. Recently had an injury. Would love to see him slip to the 15th spot too. Maybe even Ryan Suzuki. He's ranked above the 15th spot, but to see Nick Suzuki's brother join the team too. But anyways, guys, Cam York's the guy I got my heart on personally, and he's part 3 of my 5-part series. Hopefully you're liking it so far. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell for my upcoming videos, and feel free to leave a comment. Who are your 5 main prospects you would like to see the Montreal Canadiens target? Or who's the one guy you have your heart set on? Who's the guy you would like to see the Montreal Canadiens target? Because I know a lot of fans are saying we need a bigger, stronger defender. We don't need anybody under 6 foot tall. Montreal doesn't have size. Makes complete sense right now, but this guy's a long-term project, and by the time he comes along to the Habs, I'm sure that issue will be shored up, and he could be a big, big part of the team's chemistry. Scotty2Hockey, over and out. Enjoy your day, folks. Let's go Raptors, we the North. Woo!